is ABC 7 News This Morning.
Morning, attorney Thomas Glasgow joins us to talk a little bit more about this case. Now, what do you make of the things we've been learning now from the jurors as they're starting to speak out?
I actually find it very fascinating. I got a chance to talk to Erik, and we went through what was going on in the jury's mind. One of the things that was very interesting, we originally heard that there were 2 counts that they came back on, and what he had indicated to me was that they had originally found Blagojevich guilty on the count involving the school. When they went home and they came back, they subsequently, some of the jurors had changed their mind and said, when they revoted and said, no, I want to change my mind on that. So that was what occurred with regard to that 2nd count. With regard to the prosecution's case, the discussions with him, I think it's very interesting that they went from the racketeering to the wire fraud, as opposed to going from the elements of the wire fraud and putting it into and inserting it into the racketeering. It lets me know, as a prosecutor, I want to go back and focus on the basic elements to show them here is the crime that was committed. Now, take that element and put it into the bigger crime, which is the racketeer.
So do you see them then, because we're hearing it from the jurors, that if they retry, that they are going to retry, that they will make the charges, the case, less complicated for the jurors?
I think Judge Nagel even said to the prosecution, you could probably streamline this case. That was one of his comments from the bench, and I concur with what he was saying after speaking with one of the jurors and hearing the interviews with the other jurors, that this was too complex a case for them to understand. Streamlining it, making it easier, adding in additional evidence to add the connectivity between the crime and Blagojevich is going to help them a great deal. But as I said during the last hour, I think the prosecution thought that they were going to hold that evidence back and then put it in for rebuttal after Blagojevich testified, as he promised the world he would do.
How important is it to hear from these jurors? You find it fascinating, isn't it?
It is absolutely fascinating to talk to jurors, but remember, you're only talking about one set
case,
of jurors.
Yeah, one group of people.
One group of people. And you go to another jury, and another jury will get hung up on something completely different than this jury. It's important to know because it may resonate with other people, but it doesn't necessarily affect the total outcome with regard to the case.
And Thomas, you said you also had a chance to ask Erik, one of the jurors, about the media coverage, and that he said they all follow the judge's instructions not to pay attention, right?
As I have in my practice, jurors take their job very seriously when you talk to them. They completely followed Judge Nagel's instructions. The media coverage did not bother them one bit. However, he did say that the jurors knew that of the magnitude of this case, and that did weigh heavy upon them. What do we do for the people of the state of Illinois? Do we come to a conviction, and do we allow this to continue? Was one of the things that they were concerned about during the course of their deliberations.
Well, it's so interesting. Thank you, as always, my friend, for being with us.
Thomas,
thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Right now, it is 6:55.